Thanks, Asaph, and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. Finally, this Friday morning.
No, that was a great intro. I liked it. Thanks for that extended intro.
There's a purpose.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. My name is Noelle McFoy.
And I'm Scott Ramf.
And it is Friday, TGIF, so the weekend before the holiday week. Good luck with everyone in school and not, eating a bunch of pie right now. You got to wait for that pie.
Yeah, and just so you know, we're having some computer problems right now. Just bear with us. We're going to make this work as best as we can. For right now, we're going to show you a little bit of taste of weather that's happening. We have a winter advisory warning going on today. It is currently 28 degrees outside with a high of 32 and a low of 8 degrees tonight. So bundle up. It's going to be a cold one, especially throughout the weekend where you can expect your highs to be in the 30s to freezing temperatures.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's going to be chilly out there. Can't believe it's 28 degrees. It's chilly. What's your favorite way to stay warm in the winter?
I have a nice sweater that I got from a place I won't mention, a retail store, that has like a wool lining on the inside. And like ever since I got that, I've never had to wear a winter coat.
Oh, cool.
And I wear that, I was like, oh, this is nice and warm.
Nice and warm.
And it's not bulky.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's not bulky. You don't have a ton of layers, and you're still warm.
Yep.
That's awesome, Scott.
Yes, it's
Nice.
it uses like wool. It uses, I don't know, it's wool. It's like
Yeah.
they
Like
a sheep, and then they just knit it inside the side of the sweater, and it's like, oh, why didn't you think of this sooner? But maybe they have probably thought about it sooner. Just nobody does it. Because they always have these really thin sweaters.
Yeah, that's true. The chick sweaters. I just got a brand new coat recently, and I love it, and it's really warm.
Really?
And it's beautiful.
Isn't it that
that long blue
the cool one that kind of zips up on the side, not in the middle?
Oh no, I do have no.
That one's good. I thought that would be warm. That kind of looks like it would be warm.
Yeah, it's warm.
Because it looks like it's made of some kind of, what kind of material is it?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Just some wool. But not. I think it's like polyester.
Yeah.
But all my coats I usually wear like sweaters and scarves, and I like to layer. Layering is important. But yeah, you guys, it's winter now for sure. It's been snowing last night. This morning, it's so nice.
Oh yeah.
Are you excited?
I like the cold. I'm not like too partial to the like wetness of snow or sleet or rain or anything like that. But I'm all for the cold. I love the cold. I don't like the heat. It's like when it's really hot outside. It's like
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
And plus, my downstairs neighbor usually they pump the heater up like full blast, and I can feel it upstairs, so I don't have to pay any heating bill. What?
Gosh, Scott's got it made, you guys.
I got it made. I live extremely cheaply.
Yeah, it sounds like you do. Yeah.
But of course, we do have some new programming today. But before we get to that, we have some social networking. We just want to get through, hopefully. But we're going to show you our first page, and then we're going to pop right back to us. But this is where you can find out more information about our morning show, Wake Up Missoula, by logging on to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/Wake Up Missoula. So nice, we made you spell it out twice. And also, I remind you that I'm cheap. But of course, you could also go to our Facebook page as soon as it pops up in a couple seconds. Our Facebook page is a great way for us to post small, short videos along with our full entire program show also. But it doesn't look like it's even popping up, so I might just have to skip that. Maybe not even Twitter. No?
Yeah. Wake Up Missoula's on Twitter. You can like Missoula Community Access Television on Twitter. You can like MCAT on Facebook. If you want to find out more information about us, just go to MCAT.org. It's all right there. And if you've watched our show, you've seen it before. You know what our pages look like. Yeah. So we're all over. You can even type in Wake Up Missoula on Google. Wake Up Missoula. Yeah.
Missoula.
And you find us. It pops up old episodes though. For some reason, it always pops up shows from like a year and a half ago.
It usually pops up the more popular show. It pops up the show with the more views and stuff like that.
Interesting. I haven't. Not quite sure.
But I do want to show this new program if I can. And I hope that it works out.
What can you tell us about this program?
Let me tell you about this program. It's the UM Brown Bag Lecture Series. It's not the Provost or the Presidential Lecture Series. It's like more of like a brown bag. Just hang out. It's probably like during lunchtime, and they just hang out. And they talk about lectures. They're talking about collaborative response to sexual exploitation in the state of Montana. Yep, and then the next one is the Montana Festival of the Book, the very, not to be confused with originally Humanities Festival of the Book. This is the Montana. It's the brand new one. It's in the new hands of new people, but you can expect a 15 to 20 episode series on people talking about their books in general, how to write a book, what it takes to write a book, and so on and so forth.
What is
all
a book?
books. So watch books on our channel, MCAT. And without further ado, good luck with this, computer. No, it's gonna be like forever. It's gonna be awful. See, I'm getting the. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm really glad I didn't do city council because this would have been a total.
It would have been
mess.
a nightmare.
It would have been awful. I would have done all that work for absolutely nothing.
Yes.
What they were talking about is that there is some advantages and disadvantages
Here's the audio.
to having immunity for minors.
But you can't see the picture.
So, of
It's
course,
not going to pop up quite yet.
Right away, we're thinking, this is great, right? These girls, they're victims. They've been traumatized. We need to step.
All right, there's the picture of it.
Oh, okay.
And it should be starting any second now because I accidentally hit pause as well. So it's going to be a little bit, so you can see this is kind of like what we do with our lectures now. I already hit it.
Oh, shoot.
And we need to make sure that they're being supported and that they receive services. And that we're not
Yeah, and that's going to be on at
charging them with any
7:30 tonight.
fine, that they're not being arrested, that they're not going to end up in juvenile detention, right? That sounds great initially. But of course, the downside to that is that having immunity can also be used as a tool by
That's true of the American West as a whole, that if you're going to survive in this often difficult environment, you're only going to make it if you could work with others, either within your own ethnic group or across ethnic lines. But the majority of Westerners were not as individualistic. Maybe they were as rugged, but not as individualistic as what the popular culture would suggest.
Yeah, Philip Auberg, I interviewed him, and he said Montana's always been way more interdependent than they've been independent, and I thought that summed it up.
All right,
Nice.
so that is what's happening new on MCAT. Slowly but surely you can see it, and it's really nice incarnation as well.
You can go to mcat.org to find out more
And you
about
can
our
watch
programs.
it on our video on demand. I'd show you that page, but our computer is terrible right now. Why? I don't know. It's Friday, and
It is
and the
Friday.
computer just wants to get out of here as much as any of y'all want to get out of work.
And then y'all.
Yep. But without further ado, here is Noelle McAvoy. Noelle McAvoy.
Macaroni head.
Big McAvoy.
Big
on
Mac.
events.
Big Mac. No,
Mac,
Big
yeah.
Mac. No, that's a terrible name. Don't ever call me that.
Big McAvoy.
Okay, so we've got some events going on. Okay, so this morning, starting at 9:30 in the a.m., is a family fun time at the YMCA. So this is for the entire family. The kids get to do all these cool activities and run around and get crazy while the adults can chill in some nice chairs. It's free with your membership or $17 per family without. Family fun time is over at Mismo Gymnastics starting at 9:30. This is an open gym for ages walking to 12 years. And it's a supervised and safe environment full of obstacle courses and trampolines and foam pits. Yeah. And then Tiny Tales is over at the Missoula Public Library. That is for babies ages birth to 3 years. And they just sing songs and learn finger plays and nursery rhymes and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Family Story Time is also at the Missoula Public Library at 10:30. This is for an older crowd, and it's theme story time on the Dragon Rug, which may include songs and an art activity. Over at Bitterroot Gymnastics is preschool playgroup starting at 11 a.m. This is for ages walking to 5 years, $8 a drop in, or $12 for siblings. They set up fun activities and stations around the gym, and the parents and children get to choose what they want to do. Over at Spectrum Discovery area at 11, the Discovery Bench is dry iced, and the Brain Lab is, did you hear that? Lots of good kid activities happening today, you guys, all before noon. And then over at Taste Buds Kitchen, they've got a Stuff and Muffin workshop for ages 2 to 6. So they're making muffins out of stuffing, which, I mean, come on. Yes. So $20 for a parent-child pair. And then over at the public library, they've got yarns at noon. This is for knitters and crocheters to bring their latest project and their lunch to the boardroom to gossip and craft. Sounds great. Teen Writers Group is at the public library from 3:30 to 5:30. These are for some teens that need some inspiration or flourish or some feedback. And then there's an introduction to programming in Java for teens, starting at 5. And that's in the makerspace. So lots of good things going on for your kids today, all the way from 9:30 up until 5. Yeah, and then now it's nighttime stuff. So over at Montana Art and Framing Gallery, 709, there's a Lumino City Gallery Talk by M. Scott Miller. He is going to discuss his airbrush paintings in Gallery 709, and they're usually about Missoula cityscapes. So refreshments will be served, and it starts at 6. Over at the Zootown Arts Community Center, they're having their holiday open house and members event. Starts at 6. So this is a good opportunity to learn about their new classes and programs, meet the family of the staff, board members, educators, interns, and volunteers. And it's for members only. So if you're not a member, don't even think about it. Over at the Union Club, they're having traditional Irish music at 6. In the open space in the Part TV building, they're doing their fall studio works. This is presented by the School of Theater and Dance. It's at 6:30 and at 8:30. Over at the public library, they've got Cheap Date Night. This is where they present a classic film for you and everyone else. Yeah, in the large meeting room at 7. Over at Taste Buds Kitchen, they're having New York Pizza BYOB cooking class. So this is obviously for the older adults, not kids, And it's $40 per person, starts at 7. Over at Big Sky High School, in the auditorium, they are having their cabaret. So it's called Come With Me Now, and it's an off-Broadway theater company. This is put on by them. Tickets are $4, and yeah, tonight at 7:30. Sorry, you guys, this computer's running slow. Gotta load. Okay, so over at Denison Theater, the UM Jazz Bands are showcasing once more. They're showcasing. It's a tribute to Count Basie. So that'll be at the Denison Theater at 7:30. It's $11 regular, $6 for seniors, or $5 for students. Starts at 7:30. Over at the Strandswood Playhouse, they're having a comedy show. It's called Gingers on Ice, a 2-man show. So it's Missoula comedians and redheads Jacob Godby and Alex Tate are going to cover all their comedy basics. An evening featuring stand-up, improv, multimedia, music, sketch, and interactive pieces. There isn't really any ice involved, though. You have to bring your own ice. And then we've got some music events going on tonight. As usual, all the great bars around town have got their musical events. Stage 112 has got Harvest a Cornucopia of Culture at 8. There's a blacklight benefit for Habitat at E3 Convergence Gallery at 8. In Walks Bud with Medicine Cabinet and Newlyweds is at Monks at 9. Mass FM, VTO, and the Scurfs are at the Palace at 9:30. Pay Dirt is at the Sunrise Saloon at 9:30. Mudslide Charlie is at the Union Club at 9:30. And One Ton Pig is going to be at the Top Hat Lounge at 10. Yeah, so that's what's going on for your events for Friday. Up next, we've got Asaph segment.
That sounds awfully bluegrassy for sure.
One Ton Pig, yeah.
Yeah.
It sure does.
Got to get into character here. Who loves you, baby? We're talking about before there was Law and Order Special Victims Unit with Detective Tutula, and before there was Dr. Mark Sloan, Diagnosis Murder, the medical doctor that solved crimes. We're talking about the most smoothest detective to ever be on television, and we're talking about Telly Savalas and his character Kojak, known for interrogating criminals with a lollipop in his mouth like I'm attempting to tell this story, and solving crime with his lollipop and saying, "Who loves you, baby?"
Did you say that to the criminals?
Yeah, he always did. He would be interrogating with a lollipop sticking out of his mouth, and he'd be roaming the streets, catching bad guys. There he is. You can see some of these still pictures here with this character here. But let's talk about this man for a moment. He was born in 1922 he comes from Greek heritage. And he had a full head of hair in real life. And he began his career with ABC. And between 1959 to 67, he appeared in television shows, detective shows mostly. The Naked City, I don't know if you would know that one. Burke's Law, that was an attorney show. Untouchables, Robert Stack. The Man from U.N.C.L.E., FBI. An episode of The Twilight Zone, The Living Doll, when he had his hair at the time. And another show called 77 Sunset Strip. That's a tongue tire there. That was all crime dramas. He was discovered by Burt Lancaster, and he appeared in 4 films with Lancaster. He was Oscar nominated for Best Supporting Actor, with his work with Burt Lancaster. And then when he became Pontius Pilate in The Greatest Story Ever Told in 1965, he shaved his head and then decided to keep that image, and it worked for him. He's done movies like The Dirty Dozen, and of course his most popular role is Kojak, Detective Kojak, in the 1970 crime drama, where again he was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. And he's just done so many movies, it would be impossible to name them all. He even made James Bond's life miserable in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh yeah, he was Blofeld.
That's correct. That was he. And The Dirty Dozen, and just tons of other films. So this man left a great legacy as far as tough guy roles,
Cool.
detective roles, and just solving
He's
crime.
done a lot of things that most people don't know. Like, I didn't know he was in The Living Doll, the original Living Doll, because there's so many videos. Didn't Roman Polanski make a movie about a killer doll?
Yeah, but Telly did the original.
Because everything's based off the Twilight Zone. A lot of scary movies and concepts like that are based off the Twilight Zone. And he did one of the original what if the doll came to life and started messing with you or doing that thing, which inspired a lot of things.
Whatever a person's religious beliefs are, he sure made the Lord's life miserable in that Greatest Story Ever Told. He played a perfect Pontius Pilate. And finally, he spent time in the military too. From 1943 to 1946, he was in the Air Force during World War II, working for the U.S. State Department, and he was also the voice for the America series for ABC.
Wow! Before
getting into acting, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
a
kind of a flyover.
When did he die?
Let's see if there's any record. Yeah, he was 72. We lost him in 94. But
Wow.
in his 72 years, he's probably done more television and film roles than most actors.
And he's probably the quintessential character actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best character actors.
And then he
ever.
got his own show out of it, Kojak.
Yeah, he got Kojak, and that was on for a long time. And it's too bad we can't have that clip, but
Yeah.
yeah, he would have his little lollipop, and he'd be making those bad guys miserable.
All while with a lollipop in his mouth.
With the lollipop in his mouth.
Who knew? Nice.
All right, so we do have an art clip for you guys, and if it doesn't run, we'll just go straight back to events. But until then, here is an art clip provided by our very own Rick Phillips. You see that little beach ball of death? It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
What a
It's just
beautiful
wonderful.
sign.
All right, that was some of
Nice.
Rick Phillips'
Artwork, yeah.
Artwork. And just so
that'll
you
be-
know, I saw a couple images on there that may have been inappropriate for some viewers, but you got to understand this is an art program, and we're able to show this because it's an expression of free speech through art.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But I just needed to nail that on the head just a little
So
bit.
that gallery will be available, that exhibit will be available until December 10th. So you guys will have plenty of time to go check that out if you want to.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got stuff going on Saturday. So over at 8 a.m. at Blue Sky Stewardship Urban Farm, they're having a holiday edible plant sale.
Oh crap! We should have gotten him on our show because we talked to Stefan
That's
like
true.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. We talk to him all the time. We're homies.
Well, I see him all the time downtown. He's always at the Union Club.
Nice.
I mean, maybe this beer will help this tree grow.
Yeah.
Beer tree.
Beer tree.
I don't know. I don't want to make fun of Stefan, or do I?
No, they're nice guys. They're great. And Blue Sky Stewardship is an awesome program in Missoula, and they just help
They just
if you guys
plant
don't know about
trees.
them, yeah,
If you want a tree, they will basically give you a tree.
They'll give you classes and all these different ideas and all these different concepts and things that you want to learn. They're great guys.
Yeah, they're all about planting long-term trees that last for forever. Well, in your lifetime, it'll live long past how long you live. But it's supposed to be sustainable. Something you can live off of. You can eat the tree. Like the seedlings and stuff like that. The kind of stuff that the trees that they're trying to grow in Missoula and the surrounding areas.
Yeah. So this holiday edible plant sale, they'll be selling plants such as chestnuts, apples, plums, pears, cherries, currants, grapes, and more.
Well, and what time for the holiday season to roast those chestnuts over an open fire?
Right. So additional discounts will be given with design and springtime installation. They have limited stock all day November 21st and 22nd and November 28th and 29th at 2620 Briggs Street. Okay, so over at the University of Montana, starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow, they've got their Montana Code School Weekend Boot Camp. It's at the university. Cost is $150. Go to montanacodeschool.com and click Apply Now to register. You still have time. It's tomorrow. And so they'll be getting a jump start into web development. They'll learn how the web works, build up some basic programming fundamentals such as HTML, there's no I in there, CSS, and JavaScript.
Hit me up later.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's interesting because I read that and I thought the library is providing that kind of JavaScript writing code for free.
For free, I know.
Just so you know,
The library does it
think
for
about
free.
it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
So
There you
go there every week.
There you go.
Free programming. I love the library. Okay, so over at Sentinel High School, they're doing an arts and crafts fair. Starts at 9 a.m. Go over there, get some crafts. They'll be selling raffle prizes, and all the raffle ticket sales will go to funding the Special Olympic athletes, which is great. Lifelong Learning Center is doing an off-loom bead weaving. You will be learning all the beadwork techniques in which seed beads are woven together into a flat fabric or three-dimensional object. Sweet. That's gonna be cool. Go to 9 a.m. Lifelong Learning Center. So beading. Cool. Puzzle Club is at the Lucky Strike restaurant at 9 a.m. This is put on by the Brain Injury Support Group, and they're just gonna be doing puzzles. One day I thought I said Pizza Club and I was super excited, but I was like, 9 a.m. Pizza Club. It's too early.
No, it's never too early for pizza.
I think 9 a.m. I cut the limit off.
What's the time frame for pizza? Like, you can only have pizza between like 11 and 8 o'clock?
Actually, I totally did have pizza like last weekend for breakfast at like 7 in the morning, so never mind. You're right.
Sounds healthy.
I'm an adult. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
It was my day. If I want to eat pizza at 7 in the morning, I can.
Thanks, Mom.
I know. Woo!
I don't
Okay.
want to grow up.
I just
I want
wanna
to be a Toys R Us kid. We can probably do that because
Really good.
we don't have a Toys R Us here.
No.
We almost did. I remember when I was like 10, 11.
Oh
and
my gosh.
When I heard the rumor there's going to be a Toys R Us in town, I was like, what? And then it just turned into what is like sporting goods store Staples
It turned into a
off
Staples.
of Reserve.
We already have a Staples.
And there used to be like an offshoot Chuck E. Cheese's next to Albertsons. I
was
went
that
there for
called?
one of my birthdays, and then I never went back there ever again.
What was it called?
I have no idea. Kid and Play, or and then they had the best commercial ever, and it was like, got Kids and Play, and it was local, super local.
Yeah, that's so funny.
It's like an indoor jungle gym.
Indoor jungle gym, Kid
That
and
kind of
Play.
thing.
There was this place in Great Falls, which it wasn't an indoor jungle gym. I'm only bringing it up because it had the worst name ever. It was a drop-off babysitting place, and it was called Check a Child.
Yo, child, you better check yourself.
Yeah,
you
and
better
so-
check yourself, child.
I remember all the parents would like threaten their kids, and they'd be like, "If you don't behave, I'm gonna send you to Check a Child." And everyone was like, "Ah!"
My parents would send me to Busy Hands.
Busy Hands.
And then all the kids, they just have all the kids with paint on their hands, and they just put your hand
That's a
on
terrible
here.
name too. Busy Hands.
It's called Busy Hands. Yeah.
Check a Child?
It still exists. It still exists.
Yeah.
I don't want to like say that anything against them or for them.
Or for them.
But
It
so
just
we're
still
kind of
exists.
against them. So they are a great resource for. It's another resource where parents can put their kids in. See, that balances out. That totally balances out because I don't want to like promote anything or dismay anything.
Yeah.
Because I went there.
Yeah.
And this kid had this
That's fine.
This kid had this giant RV toy that he'd never let anyone other kid play with. And it's an
understand that.
RV toy, but when you open it, it became to like a super,
Like a chill pad.
no, like a neighborhood. It became a neighborhood with houses and little tiny
What?
cars inside the RV.
And
it
he
was
wouldn't let
like the
anyone play
greatest
with it?
toy ever. And he would never let anyone play with it. He's like, "Can't play with it," and it was like, "No." And then the adult had to be like, "Listen, here's the thing. You got to let him play with it for at least 5 minutes." I was like, "This is the greatest day
So
ever."
you got to play
I
with
only
it for
remember
5
playing it with it for 5 minutes my whole life.
And it was so much fun.
It
I'm gonna
was.
find this kid. I wonder if he still has that toy. That toy sounds like it was
I probably
awesome.
went to high school with him.
Bet you
I'll
did.
find him. I bet he works at Stockman. See, there's another place that.
Traumatized your childhood.
All right.
Really did. Okay, we need to get back to events. So, over at the public library, they've got a computer and device drop-in assistance class. Starts at 10 a.m. So if you've got something and you have no idea how to use it, go in there. Seriously.
Oh, okay.
Over at the public library, they're also having International Games Day at 10 a.m. in the large meeting room at the lower level of the library. They're having all kinds of games for all ages. Yay! I'm gonna go to that. Do 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 do. Okay. So there is a Missoula Winter Public Market at the Hive on 3rd Street. Starts at 10 a.m. You can get all your crafts and goods there that are only available during the winter. Then we have over the Missoula Insectarium, they have an insect food tasting. So there'll be a table set up with cricket flour brownies and all of those snacks on hand, as well as the nutritional value and the future of insects as food. That sounds great. It's at 10 a.m. Over at the Eagles Lodge, they're having a holiday craft bazaar. I know how much Scott loves that word.
It's awesome.
And so they're holding an annual craft bazaar. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be bizarre. You're gonna get crafts. So it's at 10 a.m. at the Eagles Lodge, which is also kind of a funny place to have a craft bazaar, but it's fine. It's Montana. Over at Metcalf National Wildlife Refuge, they're having a beginning birder walk at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And so it's a 2-hour trip sponsored by the Bitterroot Audubon, Five Valley Audubon, and Lee Metcalf National Wildlife Refuge. They'll meet at the headquarters at 4567 Wildflower Lane out in Stevensville. Over at the University Center, they're having a holiday market. It starts at 10 a.m. and it goes till 4. Oh, it's going to be 3:30, 3:31, and 3:32 in the UC in those rooms. Taste Buds Kitchen is doing a turkey cupcakes workshop for ages 2 to 6, $20 for parent-child pair, starting at 10:30. All these great things happening before noon. Wake your family up early!
Wake up with Missoula.
Girl.
Hank
Okay.
Williams Jr., yeah. But before all the crimes he committed,
All right, over at the Missoula Art Museum, they're having a Saturday family tours. Starts at 11. It's free. It's a good way to bring your kids in for a tour that's geared toward them. And if they often will have fifth graders who have participated in MAM's fifth grade art experience facilitate the tour. So if there's one there, they'll do it that way.
Free admission, free expression. I like to smile where it looks like a fish hook is coming up my smile. I'm like, you know what I mean? Look.
Yeah. Yes, don't leave. Okay.
And like my mouth becomes a crescent moon.
Wow.
I know.
That's
It's
deep.
like, I know it's really deep.
Did you guys hear that? That was
yeah.
great.
Okay. Dissolve.
Okay. Over at Bitter Gymnastics, starting at 11:30, they have their trampoline jam for ages 5 to 12 years. Yeah. Oh, it's a structured drop-in class that focuses on front and back flip progressions. That's more of the story. Okay. And then over at Green Path Herb School, they're having an herbal oils, salves, and lip balms class starting at 1 p.m. So herbalist Elaine Chef will discuss recipes for skin healing, fungal infections, first aid, massage, sore muscles, and joints.
Scoff.
Whatever. So you can take home a lip balm and a salve for an additional $10. Cost is $35 from 1 to 4 tomorrow. Over at Natural Grocers, they're having a Cravings Weight Gain and Blood Sugar Roller Coaster class starting at 3 p.m. And it's just going to be a lecture about all that. So it's going to be about how cravings and weight gain and blood sugar roller coaster can affect your life adversely.
You had me at roller coaster.
Oh, good. I'm glad I had you at least something. Where's that voice coming from? You guys hear that? It's so weird.
And then the next event is one of my favorite events that they do a first Friday, not a first Friday, but a first night in Missoula all the time, and it's always such a popular thing, and that's
Missoula Folklore Society Contra Dance. Scott just loves it.
it's basically like square dancing,
But
and hairy armpits.
cool, yeah. What's more Missoula than that? So main dance is $6 for members, $9 for non-members. Kids are free if you want to bring your little ones. All dances are taught and called with beginners workshops at 7:30. Cool. Oh, Andre Floyd is going to be at the Missoula Brewing Company at 6. Dean and Riley will be at Draftworks at 6. Britchie will be at Imagination at 6. Over at the Missoula Winery and Event Center, they're having a Zootown Cabaret presents 21st Century Broadway. This is like great. So it starts at 7, and it's a musical review featuring the music of Broadway shows from the year 2000 to present. So it'll be popular Broadway giants as well as some lesser known material. Some material may not be suitable for a younger crowd, so just keep that in mind. Shows are at 7 and 9. I'm at the Missoula Winery and Event Center. Tickets are $10, $5 for students or seniors. And then over at the Poker Room at the Hilton, they're having a $35 buy-in poker tournament. It starts at 7 p.m. There's no limit poker tournament. You go in, see if you can, win things. And then over at Stage 112, this is music now. So over at Stage 112, we've got Copeland, We Are the City, and Isley.
Oh, Isley. Isley is definitely one of Noelle's favorite bands from back in the day.
From when I was
so much so, I'm going to start a cover band based on Isley, and I'm going to call it Most Isley.
So that was a joke that Scott wanted to make.
I really did want to make that joke.
Yeah,
and I was wondering, I thought you said it was going to be on Friday night. I was like, nah, where's that?
Saturday.
I thought you were gonna jip me.
Isley, I loved this band. I used to listen to them. They're like an indie rock band that I used to listen to all the time when I was like 14.
Wow.
I can't believe they're coming. I know, I love them.
I can't believe they're still together.
I can't believe they're still together either.
It's like Wilco. I didn't even know Wilco was together for like 30 years.
Yeah.
It's like Wilco's been together
so
forever.
long. Yeah.
And like the one song that really apparently made the big is like they fell in love with the drummer. Remember that song? I fell in love with the drummer. Another and another.
Oh.
Remember that song?
No. I don't listen to it.
It's such a great song.
We'll have to listen to it after
We'll
the
listen
show.
to that after the show.
And if you guys want to listen to it at home, go onto youtube.com and type in Wilco, I fell in love with the drummer.
It's so good.
So good. Okay, so we got some more music. So over at Stage 112, they're having another night of the Harvest a Cornucopia of Culture. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe I'll pull it up for you guys. So at the Badlander is Absolutely with Chris Moon and Monte Carlo at 9. Pay Dirt is at the Sunrise Saloon at 9:30. Gladys Friday is at the Union Club at 9:30. New Wave Time Trippers are at the Top Hat Lounge at 10. And Phantom Balance More, 3 different bands, are at the Real Lounge at 10 p.m. too. So I don't know what Harvest Cornucopia of Culture is because it's taking a long time to pull it up. But if you guys check out MissoulaEvents.net, you can find out what it is. You can also check out...
Oh, of course, Sunday, Big Sky Shirters has a continuation of their plant sale.
Yep,
also,
they do.
Sunday morning, along with, I just peeked at the Missoula event over your shoulder, but Fort Missoula is doing like a historical teddy bear thing at the Fort Missoula. The historical museum at Fort Missoula, because they always correct me every time. It's just like, oh yeah, the old fort is like, it's historical museum at Fort Missoula.
So it's a teddy bear holiday at the historical museum that starts at noon on Sunday. I know I never talk about Sunday events because I guess I just think
there's sometimes, most of the time, it's like
usually not much going on.
Nothing.
Yeah, so Blue Sky Stewardship, like Scott said, will have their holiday edible plant sale still.
The Drowsy Chaperone.
They'll have a free, so there will be a Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation free kids event tomorrow or Sunday at 11. At the MCT, there's a Drowsy Chaperone audition at 12:30.
And apparently Imagination Brewing is showing Star Wars Episode 2.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to be showing like Star
Attack of the
Wars
Clones.
leading up to the premiere in December. Oh my god. I totally like spaced it out. I can't
Tell
believe
us about that, Scott.
the new Star Wars is coming out in like December 20th.
Okay.
I didn't even know. I was totally blanking out of my mind.
What are you
blah,
gonna do? Like,
I'm not. I'm gonna go watch the movie,
go?
and that's it.
and you're Scott's so excited, you might even just like.
Well, I don't know.
explode.
I mean, like, there's so much hype behind this movie.
I hear it.
And J.J. Abrams he's been good about keeping, right in his own world of whatever and this and that. I basically didn't know how to like justify him because he did make that show Lost.
Yeah. So.
And by the end of the show, I was just confused. I had to think of a different word besides Lost.
What I watched the trailer for the other day was Zoolander, the second movie, Zoolander, and it was so funny.
Yeah,
It
like
looks
Penelope
so
Cruz
funny.
is in it.
Yeah, Penelope Cruz is in it.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. Will Ferrell's in it, and Owen Wilson, and all the homies. So it looks pretty good. It comes out in February, and I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm excited.
Yeah, but without
do you think
further
this will
ado,
work?
I think this will work. And by this, I mean the computer. And by this computer, I mean this computer's been acting up, preventing us from actually showing you guys anything like our webpage, wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula, which we won't show because I have Flagship Friday in the can. And I remember a couple weeks ago, I wasn't able to show this because we talked way too much about city council events, so on and so forth. But this has been actually been put off for well over a month.
Oh no.
And this is from C.S. Porter, and there's a funny story behind this. Okay, so imagine you're in a classroom and you're showing the kids how to use the equipment, and per usual, they're not paying attention. So I told them, listen guys, if you put your hand over this part of the iPad, it will not record audio. And it didn't record audio. and as a result, I told them, if you guys fail on recording audio, I'm gonna dub over your voices with silly, crazy voices. But in this one, I didn't want to call Sam because I didn't feel like hanging out with Sam because Sam's whatever. That's a whole other story.
So who'd you do it with?
I just you will see. I actually didn't dub any voices. I did it in its own particular way that you will see right now. So without further ado, here is just another day at C.S. Porter.
funny, Scott. That was good. That was good. I love silent movies. Hilarious. And so what I really want to know is, like, what was her movie even about?
Oh, I have no idea.
Like,
they said that they wanted to do like a time travel Doctor Who, and then they ended up just going crazy and wandering around. And apparently, there's two girls like they're kind of like in the middle of it. They're apparently played a major role in the movie.
Oh, really?
And like one of the scenes where like she's acting like a super creeper to Wiley David Hamburgerson.
Yeah.
And she's like super like behind him, and it's like a little pan, she's revealed and stuff like that, and she's like hanging out with him the whole time. I had no idea where to put that, and I was just like, I'll just move forward and stuff like that.
Interesting.
But yeah,
That's so
today is C.S. Porter Day, so
Nice. Okay,
this
so
afternoon I'm
make
going to go to
another
C.S. Porter. We're going to make another one. We only have we're going to meet up. I guess there's 3 more weeks of Flagship. Next week is off, obviously, for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then we have the 2 weeks in December, of course. Then that means we only have at least another week of filming.
Wow.
And then we'll have all the premieres and hang out and have pizza and stuff.
Cool. That'll be fun. Nice. I love
Yep.
pizza.
We get to watch
Like
all the
we're saying
movies. I
earlier.
have to make a bunch of DVDs. So basically, that week for me is going to be not necessarily stressful. It's going to be like time consuming because I'm going to be sitting there waiting for a disc to burn, waiting for a disc to copy, so on and so forth. And then of course I'm going to give one to Lori. Lori is my first priority.
Yes.
Once I take care of that.
Take care of her. She's probably watching right now. Just
Of course, she's always watching.
she's always watching.
I'm probably more afraid of her.
I'm not scared of anyone.
You're not scared of her?
No.
Okay.
We're homies.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be Slappy and she'll be Punchy. Slappy and Punchy. And you guys make a Kojak type.
Kojak type movie.
Like
yeah.
a detective series.
Why don't you and I make a detective series?
Why? We'd be terrible.
We'd be great detectives.
We'd be.
I'll be the black guy in the film that keep those crying.
You'd be Huggy Bear?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be Huggy Bear. I can't believe I said
Well,
So funny. Asaph.
I can't, like I led you on, and he took the bait. You took the bait. I was just like,
yeah.
Oh man. Well, I hope that you guys have a great weekend. I
Yeah.
know that we're going to. What are you going to do this weekend?
I am. Oh, Jessica Jones drops on Netflix, so I'm gonna binge watch the heck out of that.
What? Oh, what is that?
It's a super heroine movie. Oh, not a TV series based on a comic book about this girl who used to be a superhero, and then he got
cool.
totally manipulated by this guy with mind control powers. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. And now she became a private investigator because she's trying to lay low from this guy who she thought he was dead, but then he comes back.
I saw that on Netflix, and I was like, this looks really cheesy. I may watch
It's
it.
gonna look. I mean, it's the same people who made the Daredevil series.
I haven't seen it.
Daredevil series is awesome. It's
Cool.
gritty, and it's the middle of Hell's Kitchen, New York.
Ooh.
And it's so good. It pays off in the end. I mean, because it's like a whole arc. It's like it takes forever to tell the story. But that's the way the TV series now is again. It's like an origin story.
Cool.
But it takes forever. But I don't think they could ever have a season 2 of Jessica because it was actually a short run comic book series.
Oh, really?
Nerd alert. Anyways.
Asaph, what are you going to do this weekend?
I don't know.
Asaph is going to be
We're just like
playing
revving up and then like Asaph's like,
Asaph's going to be playing at the mall soon.
oh yeah. Are you excited for
Well,
that?
I'm waiting on a decision on Black Friday, but as far as the month of December, starting December 1st,
Okay.
but I'll be playing before that anyway.
Okay,
so-
great. Cool, nice. Well, you guys can check Asaph out at the mall starting in December.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
What are you going to be doing?
Yeah, what am I going to do?
Yeah,
Well,
you're asking us.
Well, I have got a lot of homework, and I'm going out of town next week, so
Oh.
I feel like I should just do my homework and save money. But there's a chance I'll probably go out. And I'm going to work a lot. We have our Saturday drop-in camp tomorrow,
yes.
you guys. That starts at 1 o'clock, 1 to 5.
But we are not going to have it next weekend,
No.
even though it'd probably be the best time to have it because it's like the peak time.
Yeah.
Because most parents are probably already sick of their kids after the first day after Thanksgiving.
I don't know. Yeah.
It really depends. A lot of parents, I mean, like, are always looking for something for the kids to do. But I guess we're just going to take that off for our own sake. Even though we could do it, I don't think we will.
No, we won't. I won't be here.
Yeah,
So Scott
because a
will
lot of
do it.
times, like, they use it as an excuse to go see family.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just kind of stay home and stick with their immediate family and do their thing
it's
here.
Thanksgiving too, so I feel like it would be good to stick with the fam that weekend. But yeah, so I'm gonna lay low and do my homework and work and
Yeah.
leave next week.
Turn off your phone.
No, I probably won't do that. I'm just gonna text.
You get a bunch of texts.
Da, da,
Come
da.
party, Noelle.
I
come
know.
Party. And then it's really hard to not.
It really is. When you have like 6 of your friends texting you, like, hey, what are you doing? It's just like, oh.
Sup.
I want to go out. Okay, but we should end. We're just like randomly talking.
I
So
like
if you
randomly
guys-
talking. We have about 10 minutes left. Why don't we
true.
talk about social media?
Okay.
So what's happening like in social media? Have you heard anything big in the news or anything like that?
No, I guess not that I can really remember off the top of my head. Anything big social wise? What about you?
No,
Anything-
not
I
really.
know.
I mean, like, I'm just trying to like think of things to say. I mean, like, there's a bunch of stuff happening. I'm definitely excited to see that new Seth Rogen movie.
Oh, what's the new Seth Rogen movie?
It's that The Night Before,
The Night Before.
and
Ooh.
it's it's the same kind of like studio that made the movie like The Interview and stuff like that. Of course, The Interview didn't actually release to theaters because of the whole Korea scare thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then they made this at the
Okay.
end, yada yada yada.
I saw a new movie coming out, and it's called How to Be Single, and that looks really ridiculous.
Really, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's coming out.
And you like an indie circuit.
Oh yeah, of course.
Totally indie circuit.
Duh. So
I'm very mainstream.
It's with Rebel Wilson and the girl that was in 50 Shades of Grey, that movie.
Really?
Yeah, and I saw
Weird.
the trailer and it looked really, really funny. It was kind of like,
Dakota Johnson.
I think that's her name, yeah.
Every time I think of her, I think of Josh Minnie in North Dakota. Because he's in North Dakota. I
Well,
miss
Rebel,
Josh.
if you guys haven't seen any movies with Rebel Wilson in it, I highly suggest it. She's hilarious. She's so funny.
She's really funny.
She's ridiculous. She rocks her stuff. She's great. She's super funny. I also saw that Trainwreck movie that Amy Schumer wrote, and that was ridiculous. Very funny. If you guys get a chance to see that, you should too. Yeah, it is ridiculous. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, gosh.
I mean, there's this.
I know,
It's
life
going to be a
is-
big weekend.
Yep.
But of course, next weekend's going to be a lot of geared towards family. So I have a Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Okay.
And then I have a Friendsgiving on Friday.
Oh, fun.
Where Friendsgiving is basically Thanksgiving without your family, which some people like. But it's the whole culture between people is like whether you want to spend whether you're family oriented or you're friend oriented.
It's true.
And there's always a divide between the two, and you always have to find a good middle ground between the two a lot of times.
I'm excited to have a Friendsgiving with their family because my mom moved to New Mexico like a month ago. And so I didn't know, I have no place to go, and I figured all my friends here would be going to
who are
Great
you going
Falls.
to?
So I'm going to see my friend Bray in Seattle.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
then-
her family's all there and stuff?
No, she's there, and then a few of my other really, really good friends, they're from Seattle, and their families are there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to stay with my friend Mackenzie, and then we're bringing like a couple of our other friends, and we're just
Cool.
going to stay there from Tuesday to Sunday, yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Oh, whose place are you
Great.
staying at?
My friend Mackenzie's parents' house.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
a fairly good size for everybody?
Yeah,
That's
so it'll be
awesome.
like my friend, I'm going with my friends, and then I'm having Thanksgiving with their family, which will be nice. It'll be like, I'll get the family vibe.
It's like a
but I'll
5-day
still get
adventure.
My homies. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I need this.
Well, how many days are you missing in school? Because I know, isn't
Oh,
school...
none.
Oh, really? Because I thought school is usually like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you get the Thanksgiving
No,
off.
it's just Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, okay. And but I
'Cause
remember
Wednesday's a travel day.
back when I was in college, Monday,
100 years ago.
Monday, Wednesday was the day where you'd only have to go to school, but most of the time the professors are pretty much halfway out the door
Oh,
anyways.
yeah. Everyone else
Most
is, too.
and they all canceled the classes, but they only waited until the time you actually showed up to remind you or to tell you, like, oh yeah, I sent an email. When? Like 20 minutes ago? I was like, really?
Wednesday is considered a travel day, so we have no school, and then I'm gonna skip one of my classes on Tuesday.
Cool.
Rebel, woo! I'm just kidding. Whatever.
I think we've bantered long enough, so
I know
let's
we have.
social networking.
Okay.
Not talk about social media. We're talking about social networking.
Wake Up Missoula. You can check us out on wakeupmissoula.com/wakeupmissoula.
WakeUpMissoula.wix.com/WakeUpMissoula. So nice when you just spell it out twice.
Yeah, you can check us out on Twitter. You can check us out on Facebook. You can like Missoula Community Access Television on Twitter and Facebook, and go to MCAT.org to find out more information about us.
And you can also sign up for Drop-In Animation drop in, which is happening tomorrow from 1 to 5. Or if you want to do a half day for $5, it's $10 for the full day, but it's basically a learning babysitting kind of like service.
Pretty much,
When I say it's like a learning babysitter service and it's $10 for the whole time.
And literally, that's exactly what it is.
I mean, it's so much easier.
We just kick it with them and make movies and teach them stuff.
It's much easier than finding like a 13-year-old girl to pay $5 an hour.
I agree. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Without further ado, here's Asaph Adonai, and for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramp.
I'm Noelle McAvoy. Thanks, everyone.